the trial and tribulations. A busy man, 24/7, outside of the hours of operation.
That's right.
Selling shirts,
Getting it
selling
done for the
energy
members.
drinks, handling a business.
Hey, keeping the members satisfied and happy and fit. Well, the more consistent the day is, the easier, right? So I try to keep a general schedule. Every day can be different though, but for the most part, the new regiment that I've been working on, because I typically, like you, work out at least 2 hours a day. Weights, core cardio is usually what I try to knock off. So I've been trying to break that up with a morning session and then a night session. So morning session, get my weights done. That way the workout's not lingering over my head and I still know it needs to be done, and you never know what direction the day is gonna go in.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to get up for, like 4:35 to get the first workout in. And then I go home, I have some breakfast, I help out with getting the baby up and running. And then Karina's been coming in so she can get her workout in. And then I kind of trail behind her. The doors unlock at 9. So, just try to get here for that so that if people do come in, we can help them out. And then also I can start setting up with work. But
I guess your schedule now, or things that happened even before the gym, right?
yeah,
What made you, with that schedule already, and with a kid on the way at the time,
yep.
be like, you know what? Let's get a gym.
Yeah. So, Family Biz was the franchise financing. My dad started it back in the 90s. So I joined it, now, what year was it? Maybe 2017. So that's when I joined in on it. That was when it made sense to do so. So started learning the business from the master himself. And the goal and intention always was to take over so that my dad could retire and, just kind of be there like as needed. And then when he passed away, I had to take over officially. So that was kind of like a mayhem year between that. We own a Dunkin' Donuts still. I really hadn't done much with the Dunkin', but I had to, obviously, because it needed to be handled every day. So we ended up selling the Dunkin', though, which was kind of the goal before my dad passed.
Yeah.
So it kind of made sense to do so within a year of his passing. And there's a lot of like family affairs to handle, which that's another big thing on my to-do list, is still handling all the stuff that goes on for the family. Because my dad handled pretty much the whole lot of everything. It's just the type of person he was.
Yeah.
But so things started to like normalize and I was on top of things, and then I was like, I'd love to try to add something else into the mix. My dad always had the Dunkin' Donuts that he owned in addition to the franchise company. So I was like, I know it's doable if he did it, because people will question, like, you really think you can do that? Like, both of those at once? And I said, I know he did it. It's just about having either the right team or doing it, correct and in a smart, strategic manner. So I was like, I'm not doing food, but we do franchising, so let me look at some franchises. And I looked at a few and I was like, I like fitness. I've always liked fitness. Been working out since I was 15. So just a reminder to the people, this seems very casual because it is. We are both 7 for 7 this week on our workouts. So we're just casually catching a pump. We'll get a sweat at the end, just shooting the shit. Let's hear your journey, because you had some crazy transformation. Walk us through it.
I don't know, I started kind of like not really fucking with how I was acting. And I think a lot of it has to do with, it's above just drinking and it's above just eating shit. It's just like, I just didn't like the way I was carrying myself.
Yep.
And it was to a point where the way I reflected to other people was heavily based off of the way that I saw myself in a reflection. Like, I did not fuck with me. And so I probably carried that energy towards a lot of my relationships. So I went to Toronto with the boys. They had a fitness challenge. They had a High Rocks event. And just watching them get to it, you know what I mean? Like, they have amazing physiques. They got to it. And I was just the guy with the camera. I was the if I could swear.
Something clicked?
Yeah, I was like, dude, I was just a fat fuck in the camera in the audience. And I'm like, dude, I want to get to it. You know, I don't ever want to be the guy in the audience. Like,
So was that the moment?
yeah, so
Really?
I came back.
That's pretty cool.
Came back home from Toronto in October, deleted every social media that I felt like was distracting, and really just didn't even, I did a no approach attempt where I just did not reach out to anybody that didn't reach out to me and just dialed into what I needed to do. With the physique change in your life, right? Do you feel like there was a lot of, I guess, insecurities that came out of nowhere?
Yeah, I mean, I always had in my mind when I was out of shape that I was in shape.
Yeah,
because I always was in shape. So I was like, yeah, I'm still like jacked. No, you're not, dude, at all. Like literally not. But at the same time, compared to others, yes, maybe. But in general, like, no, you are not.
Yeah.
And I would kind of forget that and be like, oh yeah, I was, so I am.
Yeah.
But again, finally, I was like, dude, holy shit, you are not.
Yeah.
And it's either fix it or become someone you never expected to be. Like I never expected to fall off of fitness.
Yeah.
And again, it was too easy to fall off for everybody during COVID.
Yeah.
But I didn't really expect that path for me because it was such an important part of my life. And then finally it clicked and I was like, yeah, no, that you are not that. You are literally, I wasn't all else fit.
Yeah.
I stopped being AEF.
Yeah. And
I was like, dude,
tough to come to terms with.
Yeah. And it also kind of like the AEF thing, I think also made it harder for me because it became such a push to stay on top of trying to do content, which really didn't amount to much. And then the emails and all that. And then it was easy for me to be able to say, I can finally stop doing all this. And then I stopped spending so much time on it. Like that was kind of a relief. But then I realized, again, you're not AEF anymore. Like it felt like a fraud. So I tuned the fuck back in. And now I'm refocused, realigned. Plays a huge part now, obviously every day, especially with the gym.
Yeah.
But like most people too, it's not easy to make time for the gym, especially when you are busy. Again, that's the premise of All Else Fit. So obviously people are like, oh, it's gotten easier now, you own the gym. Not necessarily, because you walk around and you can always be doing something. You always get bothered and stuff. That's why I work out at the hours that I do to try to go in uninterrupted and all. But you know, for most people, making the time is no joke, and it's commendable when you do.
Do you think that there's a much more immense pressure of staying true to this but this identity of yours?
Oh yeah.
Knowing now that you have so much more to lose.
Yeah, 100%. Now there's no going back, in my opinion, right?
You doubled down.
Oh yeah, but that's a good thing. It's like I doubled down on something that's hopefully going to make a good impact on a lot of people at the end of the day.
This place, it slowly became part of the plan. Like, what's one thing that you're like, I didn't know I'd like this, but it's here to stay, and I'm kind of growing on it?
I mean, I guess honestly, like the water fountain, for example.
Yeah.
When you build a gym, the expectation is you have your Home Depot water fountain on the wall for a few $100. But I was like, it's not gonna fit the message. It's not gonna fit the model, the mold, and like we're actually trying to promote real health here. So Karina and I were talking about it, and I was looking around at some other water alternatives, and it's not like it's cheap. Spent a lot of money on it with good intention and purpose, but the other question is, how does it fit into the budget? So Karina and I were talking about it, and she kind of convinced me to do it. She's like, that fits your model, your message. Like, that's an expense that I think people will be receptive to. And it's unique for one. And then on the other hand, you're actually helping people. Like, you're giving good, healthy water. When we're learning all this stuff about how bad water is for us, tap water and stuff with the fluoride and all that, and then we're learning about all the good waters that you can have and the different things you can install in your house for thousands of dollars. I was like, you know what? This is on theme and this is gonna be unique. all the work that you're doing, the cinematography, is something that you would allow to become more serious for you?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, right now, and I think this is a great opportunity to kind of like, to preface, I'm not a videographer, right? Like I'm not a freelancer, I don't record.
Yeah, want to clear that up for people?
Yeah, I don't record other people. The goal is to be able to travel the world, to do everything that I already do and get paid for it. And I think right now the only way to do that is to make my life look like a movie. Definitely see it, and honestly, I bought this camera in November. So in less than a year, the videos that I've made, the numbers that they're reaching, something's working, and I'm like, you know what? Like,
That's crazy.
Yeah,
This isn't easy to learn how to do.
what is your motivator outside of yourself and your immediate family that come from other people that lets you know we did something here?
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes back to what we were just talking about. It's the experience. So when people come in here, what I've found and what I'm being told, this is not me just making it up, is the experience has felt elite. It's felt like a place where you're comfortable, but you're also uncomfortable because you know the level of work that you should be putting in to level yourself up, which is a good thing. So people are feeling motivated just by the aura and the vibe, and then motivated by all the other people that they see that are putting in the work. And then beyond the motivation is the discipline. People are showing up, and again, this is what I'm being told. People are coming to the gym more frequently than they ever have before, and they're excited about coming. I've got people coming multiple times a day, never been 2-a-day people, and just the energy behind it has been validation that there's something that is clicking. And again, that was the goal, the experience. So to hear that people are finding that the experience is not just satisfactory, but it's something that they do want to level up into, that's it, at the end of the day. Do you put out into the world verbally an expectation of yourself? And what expectation do you put out there? And are you comfortable doing that? It's hard to put an expectation out there and not succeed and follow through with it. But when you do put it out there into the world, the motivation to meet it and to succeed is higher. I realize if you put it out there, now you have to be held accountable to it. People are waiting for you to show them what the result was, what's the final product. So to put a lot of aspects out there regarding this, especially when I was starting out, what have you been up to? I'm trying to open a gym. Oh, okay. No, I'm serious. Like, I'm in lease negotiations, I'm looking for a site, like, it's no joke. And it's like, yeah, that sounds hard though. It's like, yeah, no shit. But that's why I'm telling you, because that's how serious I am. And when you ask me in 6 months, how is it going? The odds of me saying, oh, yeah, I didn't do it, and like, it's done, it's over, I couldn't find anything, are way lower when I've already told you, and now I've set that expectation for myself, because I don't like to fail. And when I do fail, I want to take advantage of it. And so to put that out there is huge. That's why I let people have the tripods. Most gyms say, no, you're not walking around with a camera. People are so respectful of it here. People aren't in the way. People are not editing while they're sitting on the bench. They're setting it up, they're getting their content, and they're rocking with their workout. And they're trying to motivate other people, and it works. Like, I see all of my people posting, and that motivates the hell out of me. I gotta beat them. Like, no, I gotta be the best, you know? Active rest day for sure. Some casual muscle growth, followed by the sweat on the turf. Good way to end it. Maybe we both end up hitting the stairs later today. Close out the week. So one thing worth mentioning too, just kind of talking like goals of All Else Fit Club, is kind of going back to the experience and all that for the members and having that elite level experience. Now, obviously, there's different things that can contribute to that, and off the bat, like square footage obviously limits that too. So you compare to some of these larger brand gyms, they've got the tennis courts and the pools and massage and food courts and all that awesome stuff. But I think it's nice that I was able to start out, one, without all of those crazy additional logistics to try to make happen and work.
Yeah.
And then two, kind of focus on, all right, it's the gym, that's what we're looking at. So what's the experience here at the gym? All that other extra stuff is awesome, but for the most part, I'm gearing towards the folks that aren't necessarily going for that and need a good home to call their gym home, their fitness club home.
I think that's kind of the biggest reason as to why I even wanted to do these cinematic interviews, right? Because one of the biggest things, especially with you and a lot of people that are coming in, is a lot of people have their own stories, right? A lot of people have businesses, or they wake up early in the morning and get to it, whether they're entrepreneurs or they work a normal job, or they have passions that, you know, a lot of people are wondering about.
It's pairing with your journey in fitness, right? Because
Yeah.
now you're feeling obligated and motivated to continue to show up, to share your journey and help other people, you know, that might have a similar path to you, you know, losing a bunch of weight, then trying to build it back on top of that frame that you've shed all the weight off of, and then throwing in all of the cinematography stuff. So, you know, again, kind of putting out that now I got to deliver, right? And you're putting out into the world that you're going to be showing up on a daily basis and grinding, and you're going to be showing your story because it's so unique, but it's also not unique in that other people can relate and they can join that path. But now you've committed to the grind and the hustle yourself.
Caught a workout. Thank you,
sir.
man.
Jens,
Yo.
appreciate it, bro. One of many.
Beautiful. I'm going to be
Love
sore
it, brother.
tomorrow. No bullshit.
Love it.
Jeez. Oy.